I just learned a new way to do the cast on for the Butin collar, and I've written out the directions in the pattern, but I want to show you here how to do it as well. So the first thing you do for Butin is get all of your beads strung on, and if you string them on as they're written in the pattern, they'll be exactly in the place that they're supposed to be for knitting Butin. And the first thing you want to do is measure a tail that's about 60 inches long, and then slide the last 13 beads that you just strung onto the yarn onto the tail end of the yarn. So you're moving them away, and then you're going to do a long tail cast on, and you want to make sure that tail with the 13 beads is to the front of the needle that you're casting onto, and then the working yarn with the rest of the beads is to the back of the needle that you're casting onto. So once you have your beads all set up and you've got the 13 towards the front of your needle, you're going to start with a long tail cast on. If you don't know how to do a long tail cast on, you can go to knittinghelp.com. They have some great videos for teaching basic techniques. So I'm going to get 42 stitches onto my right hand needle right now. And remember to make sure that tail with the 13 beads is to the front of your work. So I've got 42 stitches cast onto my right hand needle, and I'm going to go to the yarn that's hanging off the back of the needle, the working yarn, and I'm going to slide a bead up so that it's touching the right hand needle. And I'm going to go ahead and cast on another stitch, and then I'm going to go get another bead off the back there. Sorry if you can't see everything in the frame, I'm trying. I'm slipping up another bead, and then I'm casting on a stitch, and then I'm slipping up another bead. So you can see the 3 beads that we just got up there, where we slipped up a bead and then cast on a stitch, slipped up a bead, cast on a stitch, slipped up a bead, and now this cast on stitch is one of the 22 that I'm going to go ahead and do. So I've got those 22 stitches cast on, and now I'm going to go down to the working yarn, and I am going to grab 10 beads. And then I'm going to go get those 13 beads that I had on the tail. So do you see those right there? Those become the first 2 swags at the bottom of Butin. And now I'm going to cast on 22 more stitches. This is probably the trixiest moment. You've got both of these beads hanging down. You want them not to try to get crossed too much. You want to make sure that the 13 beads stay to the front, that tail is to the front of the right hand needle, and the working yarn is to the back. And then I tend to work this a little big because then I can go in and pull up those swags. Of course it's going to be misbehaving with you watching me. See that right there? So I've got those 2 swags of beads hanging with 1 cast on stitch, and then you'll just go ahead and follow the rest of the cast on instructions for Butin, okay? I hope that you enjoy this new and improved cast on for the Butin collar. Happy knitting!